I wasn't feeling well last night, and so my husband offered to change the sheets on our bed because fresh, clean sheets is my love language. I cried literal tears of joy when he offered to do this, and then I went and laid on the couch in our bathroom waiting for the sheets to get changed.
Hold up. Did she say couch in her bathroom? I feel like she's living in a whole different pay grade than most of us. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a critical mistake that wives, girlfriends, women in general will make with men, and we need to talk about it today. This story that this wife tells about her husband trying to help her out on a day that she doesn't feel well, this is a prime example of that critical mistake. So I'm going to break it down for you. Let me know your opinion as usual in the comments. And guys, we are almost at 1 million subscribers. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet and catch my videos every Friday. Also to note, a personal update, I am today 30 weeks pregnant. I'm getting there. I'm like getting towards the finish line. Many of you really think that I'm like way further along because the baby is big. Yes, this is my 4th child, so I feel like things just kind of expand a lot faster, and they do, scientifically. With that being said, let's get back to the video and let's see what this woman has to say from the couch that is in her bathroom.
He comes in and he asks me if there's any particular sheets that I want. I say no, I don't have a preference. Then he comes back in to ask me if a certain set of sheets he found are clean. I tell him I'm not sure which ones he's talking about, but any of the sets in our cabinet are clean.
The feeling I'm getting already is that her tone is annoyed. She's a little bit annoyed about these 2 questions that this man came in and asked her about.
Then he comes back in with an old ripped blanket and asks if he can use that as our comforter or if he should use our nice red one. So I tell him he should probably use the nice red one.
Okay, this is my guess. I bet you anything that red comforter has been on their bed, right? Because it's their nice one. It's already on there. He's looking for a clean one. So he found one in that closet that you said all of the items that are folded in there are clean. He found a clean one. And so he's asking if you prefer the cleanliness factor, you know, you want the clean comforter, or if you just want to reuse the other one that's been sitting on the bed. From her perspective, I think it's already pretty clear that she's feeling like he's incompetent, that he shouldn't be asking her these questions.
Then he comes back in and he asks me which pillowcase I want on the pillow that I'm going to use for my head and which one I want on the pillow that I'm going to use for my legs, because I sleep with one pillow on my head and I sleep with one in between my legs.
Hear me out. I think that that is a very thoughtful question. That man has already fully recognized that you always have a pillow at your head and a pillow between your legs, and that maybe you have a preference of which pillowcase goes on which.
Then he comes back in and he asks me if we have any mints that he can put on the pillow.
That is so sweet. That's so sweet. Like he's trying to make it spa-like for you. He's trying to put the cherry on top.
Then he comes back in and he tells me that he's done.
Oh, but she's clearly annoyed. However, at this point, I can kind of understand that she's been bombarded with a lot of questions. And if she's not feeling good, she's going to be a little bit more agitated more easily. Like, I think that that can be very understandable. She's been answering her husband's questions. She hasn't exploded on him. I think that everything so far has been okay, but I think that they're just coming from different perspectives. He's trying to do everything that he can to make her happy, and she just wants to relax, and she just wants him to be able to do these things without having a negative impact on her trying to relax. But let's see how this ends.
And so I go in there to inspect his job, and he put the comforter on the bed upside down. And so I kind of poked fun at that. And I was like, well, it looks great, but the comforter's upside down. And he was like, it's the right way though, right? And I was like, well, by definition, upside down does mean the wrong way. But like, other than that, yeah, I guess it's the right way.
Okay, well, that answers that question as far as who is the problem. Because you went in to inspect his work right there, right off the bat. It tells me everything that we need to know. This is not a first-time occurrence. This is a pattern, most likely, of him obsessively checking in with you because of how you've reacted in the past because you nitpick something nice that he's done for you. He is trying to get it right, but this is evidence that the upside down comforter, who cares about that? Who cares that much about that to the point where you're not feeling well and yet you still have to say something like that? I personally think that if you are really not feeling well and you're getting a little bit agitated by all the questions, you're not going to then nitpick his work. Like, you're going to just be grateful and you want the peace and quiet and you're going to lay down there and just relax and pass out. And that's going to be it. You're not going to have to criticize him because you don't even have the energy to do that if you feel that ill. So, with that being said, I'm starting to take away what I said earlier. Okay, this sounds more like you want to nitpick him, you want to criticize him.
And then I just congratulated him on a job done, took an oxy, and went to sleep in my clean sheets.
And there it is, the sarcasm. The sarcasm at the end of him trying to do something nice for her. Guys, this is a huge red flag in relationships. To me, this indicates that there is a certain level of deep-rooted resentment that's coming from that woman, because no one naturally will feel that way, that they need to criticize their man, that they need to nitpick something that someone is doing that's nice for them. There's no need to do that if they are genuinely appreciative. And the thing that gets in the way of a wife or a husband being genuinely appreciative is resentment. It's stuff from the past that they're bringing forward into the relationship, which is not okay. And that's a huge red flag for the relationship. So that man, hopefully he can see it as it is, and that can be addressed. Or else he's going to get to the point where he doesn't want to do these nice things anymore. And where's the benefit in that? Like, if as a woman, if you feel like this is starting to occur more and more, like, you're going to see an impact. Every man, I think, has a certain tolerance level, so there can be a spectrum. Some men have very low tolerance to this, and some men have very high tolerance marks for this. And that man, it sounds like to me, I would suspect that her man actually has a very high tolerance to the criticism. He continues to try to do things that are nice for her, even through the criticism. And he's not like backlashing and attacking her back for having a problem with these things. That can sometimes get a man into trouble, though, because you're kind of not correcting the behavior. You're not saying to your woman, like, that's not okay. Like, you're criticizing something that I did that was nice for you. I think you need to call it out when it happens, because that is what allows the self-correction and reflection from that woman. If she's incapable of doing that, hey, at least you have spoken your piece, and both of you can realize, putting things both on the table, what is happening in your relationship. I'm very interested to know what you guys think about this topic, though. Have you ever been stuck in a relationship like this where you've experienced that criticism when you're just trying to do something nice? And how in the end did it turn out for you? Guys, as always, I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next week.